Hello everyone, and once again welcome you to Kanika classes. This is the second part of the chapter, the respiratory system. So how does the respiration take place, or what is the control center of respiration in our body? Students, in our brain, the part that is the medulla oblongata, that is the control center of all the respiratory process in human beings. And the important thing that you have to remember here is that it is stimulated by the presence of carbon dioxide level in our blood. That means that more amount of carbon dioxide is present in our blood, more will be the amount of respiration, or more will be the respiratory rate. And this is how our brain is going to find out the amount of carbon dioxide. Medulla oblongata is going to be stimulated and it is going to do the process of respiration. Now let us see what are the different parts of breathing. Students, first of all, you must know that breathing and respiration are two completely different things. They are not at all same. But breathing is a part of respiration, okay? So we can say that breathing is a subunit of respiration. Inside respiration, breathing is a step. So today we are going to see all about breathing. Breathing or the respiratory cycle. Breathing consists of two parts: inspiration and expiration. Inspiration in general terms means the taking in of air or the inhalation of air, and expiration means the giving out of air. So the bony structure that is covering our lungs, that is the rib cage. This rib cage is protecting the lungs as it is a very soft organ, so it requires the protection. So our body is having the intercostal muscles that have been covered by the rib cage. Now students, two kind of muscles you have to remember here. One is the diaphragm and other is the intercostal muscles. The movement of the lungs is just like the movement of a balloon or an inflated balloon. When we are having an inflated balloon and we are going to press it, the air will come out of that. So a kind of external force is required. The similar kind of force is being expelled by the diaphragm and the intercostal muscles. When the diaphragm becomes dome shaped, it moves the lungs, presses the lungs upward so that the air can come out. Similarly, the intercostal muscles will be pressing out the lungs so that the air will be coming out of the lung. That will be called as expiration. And inspiration will be the filling in of the air, and it will be having just opposite movement of diaphragm and intercostal muscle. Capacities of lung. So students, we are over the most important topic from this chapter, as it consists of almost 5 to 8 marks in your exams. Now let us see that there are different types of capacities. A long list is there of 9 words, and along with that their volumes are there in your book with definitions. So let us see how to learn that in a very easy manner. So we will be starting up picking the first alphabets of each term. So here we are having the TD, AII, EV and RT. So students, this is how you can remember that in an easy manner. TD, AII, EV, RT. Isn't it easy now? Now how you will be remembering what all lung capacities are there? Just you have to remember the initials TD, AII, EV and RT. TD, AII, EV and RT. So this is how you have to remember. Now let us see what all full forms are there. T is tidal volume, D is dead air space, A is alveolar air, II, inspiratory reserve volume and inspiratory capacity. EV, E, expiratory reserve volume, V, vital capacity, and RT, residual volume and total lung capacity. So this is how you have to remember these keywords in an easy manner. Now let us see what all these terms are in a very quick manner. First of all, you have to remember that when we are drawing out the lungs, like this, when we have drawn the diagram of the lung, so I am telling you firstly the tidal volume. Students, tidal volume, that is the amount of air that is being taken in or given out in a normal breath. Means when a normal breath is going to take place, the normal amount of air that is being inspired or expired, that is the tidal volume. Normally the air inspired or expired, that value is tidal volume. Now second is the D, dead air space. This dead air space is the amount of the air that is present in the trachea and the bronchioles. Now this thing you have to remember, keep it in mind that our lungs, our trachea is never empty. Every time it is filled with air. It is never ever seen that the trachea is not having any air in it. It is never free, it is never vacant, never vacuum, okay? So air is present inside it. So the dead air space is the amount of air that is present in the trachea. When no breathing is carried on, the amount of air that will remain in the trachea, that is the dead air space. And the alveolar air, alveoli are the ball-like structures that we have drawn inside the lungs. So these ball-like structures are also every time having some amount of air inside them, and that is the alveolar air. Okay. Now the I, inspiratory reserve volume. So when we are inspiring a normal amount of air, then there is a limit, and if I am going to forcefully inspire more amount of air in it, then that will be called as the inspiratory reserve volume. And compared to that, expiratory reserve volume is one that is forcefully. These both are forcefully. Forcefully the amount of air that can be expelled out of the lungs. That is the expiratory reserve volume. Now vital capacity. Vital capacity is the amount of air that can be either taken in or taken out forcefully. Means the amount of air, maximum amount of air that our lungs can take in or take out forcefully. But some amount of air is always left, that is the residual. Left amount, that is the residual volume. And the total lung capacity. Total, the complete sum up of all these capacity is the total lung capacity. The inspiratory capacity, that is left in between. Inspiratory capacity is the normal amount of air that can be inspired. So this is how these lung capacities, you have to define them, you should know the meaning of these capacities, and obviously sequence wise if you are going to learn out the names along with the keywords, that will become much more easier for you.